Look closely at this snapshot right here because this tells the entire story. Early this morning across Spain behind closed doors, this exact summit was set to ignite. This is the defining image shaking Spanish football today, capturing the very first official emergency summit between Barcelona and Atlético de Madrid to settle the entire crisis. First on the agenda is Julián Álvarez and the secret negotiations that went down inside that room. Second, the explosive internal warfare tearing these two massive clubs apart, ignited almost entirely by Gil Marín. Atlético de Madrid's chief executive officer stepped up right alongside him during the Champions League draw, earlier today to break the silence. We are breaking down every explosive remark from Gil Marín, alongside the tense official response delivered by Rafa Yuste. Everything behind this secret meeting will be exposed right now, revealing why Gil Marín panicked the second he saw the encounter, rushing before the cameras in desperation to parrot what Marca had published. Exactly what they manufactured in yesterday's official club statement, feeding pre-packaged talking points straight to the loyal Madrid press. This single photo captures the sheer tension at the Champions League draw, right as both Spanish giants discovered their upcoming European opponents. Crucial details and leaked briefings are pouring out of Europe at an overwhelming pace right now. The drama is escalating rapidly on every front, right as Barcelona wrap up their fierce clash against Athletic Bilbao. That on-pitch battle deserves its own breakdown, but the real war is happening in the executive suites right here. The tactical fallout from that Barcelona match against Bilbao will be analyzed separately very soon, because the urgent classified transfer intel landing right on the desk demands complete, undivided attention before the market shifts. Here is the exact truth of what transpired behind closed doors between Enrique Cerezo, Joan Laporta, and Rafa Yuste, a long-standing cordial bond that now stands dangerously close to falling apart completely. An absolute fracture triggered directly by one single man, Gil Marín, whose direct words from today's tense gathering reveal the entire backstage confrontation. This exclusive development confirms every initial report about the private summit, verifying the exact timeline of how this underground meeting came to life. The summit was strictly locked in, with Rafa Yuste acting as Barcelona's sole envoy while Cerezo and Gil Marín represented Atlético. Laporta was absent, Deco was nowhere near. Hansi Flick could not attend either, fully consumed by Barcelona's crucial fixture against Athletic Bilbao today. Rafa Yuste carried strict clearance to sit down exclusively with Enrique Cerezo on behalf of Atlético de Madrid. Gil Marín remains absolute persona non grata. Barcelona refused any direct dialogue with him during these private hallway negotiations, which occurred before the ceremony, followed by an unrecorded secret second meeting behind closed doors. Two separate confrontations occurred. In the first, Cerezo bluntly told Rafa Yuste, "Stop the public media statements. Lower the heat, kill the open warfare, check the massive egos," Cerezo demanded of Rafa Yuste. The reaction from Gil Marín is critical, because he had zero clue Cerezo was about to hold talks with Rafa Yuste. The second he spotted them together, he panicked and sprinted toward the microphones to control the narrative. Here is the exact breakdown. First, Cerezo pressed Rafa Yuste to cool the tension, halt the arguments, and stop attacking each other. That was demand number one. Then came Cerezo's second condition. Cerezo is fully aware that Barcelona have been constantly calling Fernando Hidalgo behind their backs. As Julián Álvarez's agent, Hidalgo has been the primary target of this intense covert pressure from Barcelona, and Cerezo laid down an ultimatum. Cut off all back-channel talks with Hidalgo immediately if they want any real deal to happen, because that agent is actively applying relentless pressure on both Atlético de Madrid and the forward. Now comes the counter-demand Rafa Yuste fired back. Rafa Yuste was operating under strict orders delivered directly by Deco yesterday, routed through trusted transfer intermediaries, the very brokers who arranged this private summit with Cerezo. One objective: Deco demands a face-to-face meeting in Madrid. Reliable sources indicate Deco has scheduled a trip to Madrid this Friday, though formal confirmation is pending. The reports are clear: Deco has a trip locked in to Madrid. The burning question remains whether he travels to Madrid to corner Hidalgo or to negotiate with an entirely different agent. The truth emerges tomorrow, but Deco's official itinerary unequivocally lists an urgent Friday trip directly into Madrid. Rafa Yuste demanded the exact same concession the intermediaries pushed for: a summit, a face-to-face showdown. In fact, Rafa Yuste lashed out because Atletico Madrid refused to answer. Now listen closely to what went down. Pay close attention here, drop a like down below, leave a comment, and let everyone know where you are following this madness from. Go ahead and share this with your friends and family right now, and stick around until the absolute end, because there is an explosive twist coming up, so make sure to follow along. You can follow for more updates anytime, and you can also track all the breaking news across social media with all the full investigative reports right there on the feed as every single detail unfolds. Listen to this crucial audio right now. We are going to hear Gil Marín speak and then break down what the CEO really meant: a complete lack of transparency and pure lack of professionalism. And we must insist, under no circumstances whatsoever will we ever negotiate with Barcelona. As chief executive and managing director, the ultimate responsibility for this entire club falls on me. I have the complete backing and full support of everyone working alongside me, across all our board members and major shareholders. Let me make this crystal clear right now. We will not enter into negotiations with Barcelona under any condition. I have spent over 30 years in football. My word is one of the few things I have left. As long as I serve as managing director, this player will absolutely never be sold to Barcelona. Right, but Miguel Angel, the burning question now is how anyone untangles this massive mess, because the player clearly cannot step onto the pitch for Atletico Madrid either, knowing the club's stance so openly. Is there any other real transfer door open with another European club besides Barcelona? Is there any realistic possibility before the transfer deadline slams shut, with the clock ticking down fast, that this player actually walks out of Atletico Madrid? Our intention, my ultimate personal dream, is for him to stay, battling for Atletico Madrid among the world elite. To conquer big titles, you need world-class stars, and Julián is truly exceptional. Now, if he ultimately decides that staying in Madrid with Atletico is totally impossible, we would look for another option, but never Barcelona. Notice how Gil Marín stumbles and hesitates during these remarks. Let us break this down piece by piece. Talking about professionalism and his word being all he has left is a total farce. Coming up, the fiery response from Rafa Yuste, the director who just held emergency talks with Cerezo. Why did I put so much emphasis on the shareholders behind Atletico Madrid? Manager Diego Simeone and sporting director Matteo Alemany both stepped aside. What is keeping Gil Marín afloat? I broke this down for you earlier this week. The corporate board holds the keys. He runs the club as CEO and controls the executive hierarchy. He handpicked the board, which is why they protect him. Then he dropped that crucial magic word: shareholders. Shareholders. Across the last 5 seasons, Atletico Madrid pulled in over 500 million through outside investors. Atletico is essentially a shareholder corporation, an equity-backed machine. Never mind having Cerezo sitting as president. The CEO wields real authority, and the executives hold massive financial power. When the institutional investors demand a direction, the club is locked into that path. Like it or not, that is the brutal reality. He explicitly named the investors because without their cash, nothing moves. Dead, simple. Years ago, Atletico Madrid chased elite European status, trading pieces of their independence to heavy investors whose cash injections let Cholo Simeone earn over $35 million every season. That is the heart of this entire saga. Now listen to the furious response from Rafa Yuste. Rafa Yuste firing back. I am stunned Gil Marín could utter such remarks. It lacks basic respect and common decency. Our club has always been a model of true professionalism. Those comments crossed a dangerous line. This marks a complete rupture. As things stand today, Atletico Madrid have burned their bridges with Barcelona. Barcelona are cutting all ties with Atletico Madrid, despite the strong personal friendship between Rafa Yuste and Cerezo. Joan Laporta and Cerezo share mutual respect, but Rafa Yuste and Cerezo have built an exceptionally deep relationship. Where does that leave the boardroom now? Gil Marín could easily be ousted down the road. If Gil Marín walks tomorrow, the entire board dynamic flips upside down. Watch these next few hours very closely. Keep your eyes on the coming hours, because behind-the-scenes meetings are only just getting started. Gil Marín is not flying back to Madrid at all, he is heading straight over to London. Going to London, seriously. Yes, returning knowing full well how the Champions League group stage draw shapes up, with all the immediate fallout and intense drama ready to unfold in just moments. That is why you should hit the like button and drop your comments down below, letting us know what city and country you're drawing from. It is incredible seeing all those different cities and countries popping up on our map, so remember to hit subscribe, completely free of charge. You will also get the full immediate reaction to that heated Barcelona versus Bilbao clash. That is why you should not only hit like, but make sure to catch the full post-match reaction and raw fallout from that dramatic Barcelona versus Bilbao showdown. Drop your likes, leave your honest thoughts in the comments, and do not forget to subscribe totally free of charge. Yes,